Is it possible to make money on Marketplace by flipping vehicles? 100% you can, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it with this 1982 Honda ATC. So guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. It's been a while, but I've been posting on TikTok, and if you guys have been following me on that, you guys are gonna know that I've been flipping a lot of bikes, a lot of Honda Groms, big bikes, CBRs, Gixxers, and I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos where people flip cars to supercars. So we're gonna try something like that. This right here is a 1982 Honda ATC, 110cc, and it's definitely seen better days. We just picked this up on Marketplace for a pretty good price. I'm gonna disclose that at the end of the video once we get this all ready to sell. So let's take a look at this and let's make a checklist of what we gotta do to get it ready to sell. So this Honda is going to need a couple of things before we can get it ready to sell. Right off the bat, we're going to need a new front tire, at least a tube. We're going to take it off, inspect it. We're hoping it's a tube because they're only about 10 bucks at Harbor Freight. Next, we're going to refinish the headlight, make it look nice, and we're going to tighten it up to make sure it stays upright. We also have to remove all these cruddy stickers off of it. But the best part about this bike has to be that it still runs. It's definitely going to need a carb cleaning, but I'm gonna turn it over real quick for you guys just so you can hear it. Fuel, choke, and let's crank her up. So we got this baby all started up. It does die a little bit under throttle, so we're gonna go ahead and take the carb off and clean it. You guys can hear it struggling to start. It's struggling to stay on, but we don't have much fuel in there, if you guys can see. So definitely need some fuel, but she does die out. Might have a fuel delivery issue. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be the carb. This thing has been sitting for the last 3 years, according to the last owner. So it's always a good rule of thumb to clean out the carb. So now that you guys saw the bike, saw what it needs, and you guys saw it run, let's get it ready to sell. Alright y'all, so we got the wheel off. I did have to put the bike in the air just because my current stands are being used. So we're going to go ahead and put this down, put a block of wood just so we don't scuff this up. And we're going to go ahead and take off this wheel. It looks like these are split rims. I've only done like one split rim in my whole life and it was on a roller. So we're gonna see how this goes. This is a tube tire. Let's get the bike on the floor and then we'll move on to the tire. Okay y'all, quick little update. It's been about 45 minutes since I took the wheel off of the ATC. Whew. I've never struggled this much with the tire. Let me show you guys. So these split rim wheels or tires, whatever you want to call them, are a pain in the ass to take off, guys. I finally got one half off. We were able to get the tube out before I got the rest of the wheel off, and as you can tell, or you guys can't tell, but I'm gonna tell you, the valve stem broke off, and that's why it was leaking air from there. It was all loose. So we're gonna replace this at Harbor Freight. I'm gonna give you guys a little tip of how I did this. I wish I had recorded it, but I was struggling. Essentially, all I did was I bolted the split wheel back on, took it over here, put it under the handy dandy Ford Ranger, and I just ran the tire over, rotated it, ran the tire over, rotated it. Once the bead popped, which took forever, I went over here. This was already popped. I got two flatheads and just kind of pried it up against it. I tried to do it on the other side. Unfortunately, there's not like enough stability on the bottom side to hold it. But I think this should be just enough room to put a new tube in it. So we're gonna go buy a tube at Harbor Freight and let's get this tire back on. All right, y'all, we just arrived at Harbor Freight. We're gonna get the tube. We're gonna check out the 12 days of Christmas. That's not weird. Alright, y'all, so it's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours later. Harbor Freight did not have the tire tube. So we called every single power sports dealership in the area, and Tractor Supply had one. So we got it. We don't have a lot of time to do this. I gotta go to my girlfriend's graduation. So let's see if we can get this done. I'm gonna do a little time lapse, and hopefully it's not too big of a pain. Alright, y'all, so it was a little bit of a fight to get the tube in there and to get the valve stem lined up. But we got the valve stem kind of lined up. I'll probably let it air up a little bit so it'll straighten out. But we got the split wheel on with the face with this side. We're going to go ahead and put the other ones on, and I'm going to pick it up once we put... Ah, fuck, I forgot this. So we're back in the shop. We're in the garage. We just got back from my girlfriend's graduation. So let's get this thing ready. We do a time lapse. We putting the wheel on. Unfortunately, it's raining out here in Colorado, so we're not gonna be able to ride it till tomorrow. So we're gonna do a little time lapse, put the wheel on, and hopefully tomorrow morning we can ride this. See if the carburetor needs cleaning or if it just needs gas. We gotta diagnose that, and we'll get the rest of the cosmetic stuff done. So there you guys have it. We got the front wheel on. We do need to put cotter pins in there still, so I gotta go purchase some tomorrow. But just with that tire, she's looking real good. Again, we have a couple things that we gotta do to this. It does run and drive. I might low-key give it a little spin around the block even though it's raining. I am kind of skeptical because I heard that these things are death traps, that they love to flip, and I'm not really trying to get hurt. So I'll probably wear my helmet. But we still got to clean the carb on this. Maybe. It might need gas. I was looking into it. It might need gas. Fix the headlight. And overall, give it a good cleaning. We're going to take this plastic off because we don't have a mud flap on this side. It's broken. And clean it up. Take some really good pictures. And we're going to list this up hopefully by tomorrow in the afternoon. So let's get it started real quick and we'll see if it rips. You guys can see, I got the DJI Nano and I'm looking through the little screen. So we got it started and I think she'll run. I'm just not sure how to get it to run. So we're gonna open up the garage and we're gonna see if we can get it running and just kind of let it rip. I got no jacket on, by the way, and I think it's still raining. So the seat is not bolted up, so it's jumping up and down. Definitely has a loss of power, so we might turn it up on the high mode, but for sure gonna need a carb cleaning. So we just take it for a quick ride around the block and did not make it around the block. It died halfway through. So tomorrow we're gonna take off the carb. Oh, I'm out of breath. I was cranking. And I'm still not sure how to ride this. I don't know if it's got multiple gears or if it's just losing a lot of power because the carb is gunked up. And it also might not even have a gas. Let's give it a check. Sounds pretty dry in there. Passes the sniff test for sure. Alright, y'all. So it's the next morning. We're here in the garage again with the 3-wheeler. Pretty much what we're going to be focusing on today is getting it cleaned up, getting the carb out, cleaning up the carb, making it run good, and then taking some good pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and take this tank off. We're going to take the carb off. We're going to inspect it, clean it up. Don't think it needs much, but we don't know until we take it off, so let's take it off. So I tried to record a time lapse of me taking the tank off and the carb, and it didn't record. So we're gonna open up the carb. We got it out here in the backyard. Gonna open up the bowl, and we're pretty much gonna see how it looks. Doesn't look too dirty. Here's the intake, the throttle, the choke. Not too familiar with carbs. We do got a little bit of gunk in there and stuff where the jets would be. It was pretty dirty on the outside. We gotta get a new gasket too, so not too happy about that. But no biggie. Let's open it up and let's see how this bowl is looking. Boom, alright y'all, so we got the carb all taken apart. We got our floater, the idler, whatever this is, little pinlet that kind of lets fuel in and out, but not too bad on this side. Floater's a little dirty, but we do have a pretty big issue with this jet. We're not getting any light through it whatsoever. This jet wasn't too bad. Well, not too bad, it was just a little cruddy on the outside where it sat in the bowl. In the bowl I kind of wiped it down a bit, but it's got a lot of like corrosion or something in there, probably because it hasn't been started in a while. I believe this is the overflow. The outside of the carb was pretty dirty. The inside, the top half of the bowl wasn't too bad. So yeah, let's hop in the hoopty. Let's grab something to eat real quick with my brother. Let's go to Harbor Freight, get some brake clean, maybe some pics, and let's get the carb all back together so we can do the important and fun things is washing it, cleaning it, getting it ready for pictures, maybe a little paint, taking off the mud flaps, and the best part of all, getting some money for it. Alright y'all, so as you guys can so clearly hear, we got the trike running. She's running a little bit rich. Actually, I think she's running lean right now, but we cleaned up the carb. I had to clean it 2 times because I think the fuel was dirty. I don't even know if you guys can hear me, but we got it running. Now it's the fun part. We get to pretty stuff, but here she is. Like I said, I think it's running lean, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I don't know, it's got a lot of throttle hang. Not gonna worry about it right now. We just want this thing on the market. We're gonna list it for a good price. And it rips. I'm not gonna lie, it fucking rips. Let's get to cooking. Alright y'all, so off camera, just because it's a little bit boring, I ended up getting all of the stickers off. So now we're gonna go ahead and grab some Goo Gone, and we're gonna take all the residue off. And then we're gonna pull it out, give it a quick wash, soap, bolt down the tank, take some nice pictures, and put it on the market. All right, y'all, so it's the next day. I did end up doing a little bit of work on the trike off camera this morning, just to get it running top notch. Shout out to my boy Alex. He helped me with the carburetor, get it tuned in right. And I ended up making a cork gasket for the one that ripped. So let's get a quick little startup on it and let's run the numbers and show you guys what we did. There you guys go. We no longer have a really high idle and we have really good throttle response. And she looks good. So now let's go run the numbers on this. All right, y'all. So now that we got everything situated, let's talk numbers on the bike. The most important thing is how much it cost me. And I told you guys I was gonna disclose it. So the bike cost me 1,000 buckaroos on Facebook Marketplace. So we're gonna add that to our total. $1,000. We also had some expenses that we had to put into the bike. I had to buy a can of carb cleaner and that cost $8. So put $8. Then we had to buy the tube for the tire and that cost us $28. So I'm gonna put that right there. Then I had to go buy cork gasket maker for the gasket on the intake side of the engine, and that cost me a whopping $15. So if my mental calculations are right, it's gonna be $51 in materials that we had to put into the bike. So that puts us at $1,151 for the bike. I'm sure there was some cents and stuff here and there. So last night I ended up taking pictures of the bike and posting it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm gonna show you guys it right now. And I listed the bike up for 1,800 buckaroos. I'm not sure if it's gonna sell for 1,800. I know they're kind of in that price range. Considering how good it runs now and how good it looks, I'm hoping that it sells for that. If not, I'd settle for 1,500. We're gonna see what happens. I might have someone come in to do it today, but I'm gonna record that in another video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. And I'm gonna keep you guys updated on what happens to it, when it sells, how it sells, how much it sells, and our profit. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys give it a like, subscribe, help a brother out, and yeah, let's get this money.